Are we on?
Yeah. I'm gonna go right now.
What's that?
Now?
Nope. Hello, Doodle and Chat friends. I'm Carrie Baughcum.
And I'm Mandi Tolen.
And this is Doodle and Chat with Friends. All right, friends, we are super excited to have Hedreich Nichols with us today, and we cannot wait. She's got her crayons, and she showed us all her fun pens with all the colors. Bonnie's here too, and she's ready with her colored pencils. So Mandi, why don't you tell us a little bit about this amazing person that we have with us today?
Absolutely. Well, I just have to tell you, our guest tonight has so many facets to her life, from educator to author to Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter to YouTuber to social justice advocate. Hedreich was a music teacher for many years and now serves her school as a K-12 ed tech specialist. She uses her voice to educate and create change around issues of access and equity in education. Her YouTube and podcast, Small Bites, provides weekly equity strategies for busy people. She's authored 5 nonfiction books for middle school students and 1 for educators entitled Finding Your Blind Spots, 8 Guiding Principles to Overcome Implicit Bias in Teaching. In addition to her Grammy nomination, Hedreich has a music video that topped the charts at #1 and a double platinum album for arranging. We are so excited to doodle and chat all about Hedreich Nichols tonight and learn more about her amazing life.
Welcome.
Wow, I feel you guys went like digging, didn't you? You trolled.
Oh my goodness, girl, your blog goes back to like 2007. There was some fun in there. I know. Mandi and I love to do our homework on our guests and learn more about them and really deep dive into who they are, where they come from, get some, as many tidbits as we can. And those tidbits, those special things all about you, are in here in the Bowl That Knows.
Oh,
the special questions just about you and your life, and some education, some just Hedreich, the mom, some Hedreich the singer. And then there's 4 questions in here that are completely random that we don't know. I mean, I wrote them, but I don't remember what they are. And we may see those and we may not. So it's all, from this point forward, it's all about the bowl and what we say the bowl knows.
It's all about the bowl.
The Bowl That Knows, yeah. All right, so I think we're going to turn our cameras on. You're ready? What happened? Hold on a second.
Oh, look, I got my own doodle with locks.
What's that?
I have my own doodle with locks.
You do. Mandi was showing it to me. I was like, you did so good, Mandi.
No, I'm not feeling more intimidated at all.
So I went through some of your YouTube videos to get some inspiration for it. So you actually, in this picture, had glasses on, but in most of them you didn't. So I kind of used both of them.
Wow. Okay, I'm excited. Yeah, I get to have this afterwards, right? Y'all are gonna I'll send you my address, and then you can. I want that.
All right, I'm just gonna get my paper set up.
Okay. Well, I don't, I'm not set up to like the doc cam, but I can hold it up, and I wrote down I can doodle. So.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
In purple crayon.
Purple crayon is awesome. We had some of the doodle and chats that Carrie and Annabeth used to do. We had some about colors, and when we did purple, I did the purple crayon.
See, yeah. Purple crayon's amazing. Actually, purple, especially violet, blue violet is my favorite. This is actually not purple; it's indigo, and it's my favorite color. And I didn't even think about it when I pulled it out, but I instinctively went for it.
Fun. I feel like I'm going to need to draw a purple crayon on there somewhere.
I know. I was like, well, now I'm going to get some purple out.
Like not purple, okay, because it's got to be blurple.
Blurple, blue purple.
Yes, if you want me to, I can pull up the hex code if you want.
Is it like this? Like blurple? No. Is that violet?
That's purple.
That's
That's a
purple.
little more. Yeah, it's a little purple.
What's purple then?
A little bluer. A little
Purple.
more in the blue.
I know what it stands for. I just don't know why they have it.
It's like violet is a bluish purple, but yeah, there you go. Indigo.
Which one?
Yeah, that's pretty.
No.
My car's that color.
Nice.
No, that's purple, right?
Let's see if we can do a change of color here. Can I get it? Yes.
See it? Do we have it in our array? We have it in here.
Oh, I can't see the chat part.
We have it in here.
We can change it to white though.
Here, go larger on Mandy's draw screen, and let's see. I got to see the blurple.
Oh yeah, that's purple. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, and it kind of looks blue on my screen, but it definitely looks purple when I'm looking at it.
Yes,
it's purple.
That's the color.
Well, now I'm jealous.
That color.
I don't have blurple. Like, this isn't it, is it?
No.
Well, we can fuss. I can struggle with my non-blurple owning crayons. Hello, Neelan. Hello, Bonnie. Are we ready, friends?
We are ready.
Here we go.
Hey, I see you guys. I'm sorry, I was on the private chat side. Now I'm on the comment side.
Awesome.
Okay, so we have our first question, which is, what's the worst advice you've been given?
Ooh, bringing it deep to start.
As a person or a teacher?
Whichever you prefer.
How old's your daughter?
You can't say any words or things that will hurt. Well, you're good. You're all good.
I think the worst advice I've ever been given or heard is the best way to get over an old boyfriend. And I think you know the rest of that one probably. I'm going to just leave it out because I might have some students who are there, but that's going to be the worst advice. I just think that's awful advice.
All right.
And the reason I believe that is because the only way to get over any kind of a breakup or a relationship that did not go well is to actually take your time and heal from that, and not just to decide to move on and tamp it down with, by taking your baggage into some new relationship or semi-relationship. So,
Got it. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's just awful. And one of the worst advice, I think somebody said, what's the only wrong answers? What advice do you want to give to new teachers? And I think the favorite bad advice was don't smile until Christmas.
100%.
And it's funny, I just actually finished listening to Bonnie Nieves on with Matt Rhodes. And she was talking a lot about community building and just how important it is to build community and let kids build community with one another. And I think that often as humans, we forget what an important part of life that is. Just getting to know one another and experience one another. And something you said, Bonnie, really got me. You said that you put a big sticky on the board and everybody writes what things are constructive and what things are destructive in relationships. And class rule is we're going to do the things that are constructive and be kind and compliment one another when we can. And we're not going to do the things that are destructive to relationships. And I love that because it's a very, very simple way to anchor your classroom community.
Agreed.
And so same goes for relationships.
Yeah, 100%. Well, on both sides, relationships matter. Relationships with yourself when you're getting over a breakup, and then relationship with your students.
Absolutely.
So when both of those are strong, life is good.
I completely agree with all of that. There was a huge conversation on Twitter the other day about relationship building and calling it a community or calling it a family in the classroom. And while I understood the point of the conversation, I didn't chime in because sometimes you just can't convey the message that you want to convey in Twitter, and then it gets twisted. But I just wanted to say, I don't think it matters what you call it. It matters the relationships that you're building with it. And I would never want to use any words that would make anybody feel uncomfortable or anything like that. So like I said, I completely understand the conversation behind it. But I just wanted to say, let's just make sure we're building the relationships no matter what you call your environment that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's funny you mentioned that one. There's a podcast from Angela Watson. She's the 40-hour work week person, and Jennifer Gonzalez, cult pedagogy person. And the two of them had this wonderful conversation. If you have not heard it, just Google Angela Watson and cult pedagogy. But she talks about the use of the word family when it comes to school staff.
Yeah.
And I really like what she says, because a lot of times we use the word family to manipulate our staff and kind of guilt them into doing more than they would. We'll do anything for our kids. Oh, we're doing it for the kids. You know what I mean? We're family. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, yeah, but I'm not getting treated like family. If you're mom and dad in the admin office, then I want you to treat me like mom. If mom and dad are in the admin office and grandparents are in central management, then I'm supposed to get spoiled, because grandparents love to spoil their kids, right?
Very good point. I like that.
So if we're going to teach and we're going to be a family, then let's follow all of those rules. So
right.
I did like that. I like being intentional about building community, but also being transparent about what your needs are and having those needs met. Because we're seeing, the great exodus. We talk about the great resignation. It is in the educational sector greater than great. And I think that's because teachers are tired of being left holding the bag. You know what I mean? And being responsible for all the ills of the world and for filling in all the gaps. We're childcare, we're healthcare, we're feeding, we're counselors, we're doing all of those things. And at the end of the day, we're just poured out. And we talk about wellness and we talk about, teacher mental health, but we don't get planning periods. And that's no longer, it's a family. You know what I mean? Family is, hey babe, you need a vacation. Let's take a vacation. That's, well, I hope,
Right. And I think also both of you made me reflect too. I think no matter what you call your classroom, getting group buy-in is what's ultimately the important. Like if the class wants to be called a family, then that's fun. That's fine. I had a group of people that wanted me to call them my besties. And I was like, really? Okay, so I will call you that because I did ask, and that's what they wanted me to do. I'm like, fine. If we're the bestie, if you're my best, if we're all besties, great. But I think it's a matter of getting buy-in and what everybody's comfortable with,
Mm-hmm. And I think you
talk about staff.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, staff. When we use family in that way, often that's less than a classroom can be a family, but sometimes the way used in for staff, we're family. So we've got to that kind of more that constellation.
Yeah. It almost feels like it's like it's the way the educators are always manipulated. Like, do it for the kids.
Yep.
Do it for your family, but then there's never, like what you were saying, like we don't really get reciprocated those feelings, when we do pour from an empty cup. So
yeah.
Oh, I've got a good one for community building. Like I said, that's actually what Bonnie was talking about. And so she had this super, super, super idea that she uses in community building. Let me see if I can get it right, uses environmental science examples of community. And the kids can even name themselves. Like you talk about how bees all have their place in the community, how ants have their place in the community. And she said she had one class, they decided that they were a swarm. That was their class nickname, with a swarm.
Nice.
And when somebody would do something that was counterproductive or destructive to the community, you know, kind of from the restorative practice side, then they'd say, hey, I don't see you swarming, dude. That's not swarming.
I like that. That's
That
fun.
is great.
Isn't that nice? I stole that. Mandi Nieves, educate on purpose. Get your copy.
It adds a nice theme to a classroom too, which is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And she teaches high school. And I love the fact that that's who's buying into that. You know, we think that middle schoolers, secondary school, you know, they love gold stars too.
They do. 100%. I agree with you.
High school students also love gold stars. I make animated stickers because a lot of what we do is online.
Mm-hmm.
And I make animated stickers, and my students love those stickers. As a matter of fact, I didn't have very many when I first started, and they got mad at me because they thought we needed more animated stickers. So, and that's, I mean, it's high school, you know, they still love that stuff.
Yep. I had Tech Scholar Dollars.
Say it again.
Tech Scholar Dollars. Tech Scholar Dollars, but it sounds so much more fun when you say the Tech Scholar Dollars. So I had Tech Scholar Dollars, and they could buy stuff.
Nice.
And I was like, it's pencil lead, people, but what can I get for this? Because of course there was never any candy, you know, we never.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember those days? I had candy drawers for kids to buy incentives with. Oh, how times have changed. But for the better, I would say.
Yep.
In terms of the incentive practices. All right, kid, I think we're ready for another question.
Okay. Okay. What is the best purchase you've ever made?
The bowl is being random.
Mm-hmm.
It does this to us sometimes.
It does.
Okay, the gosh, it's kind of toss up. I really, 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 really love my car. This is my last big hoorah between Mom Mobile and Responsible Hybrid.
Is that the Camaro? Is it a Camaro?
A Challenger.
Okay, it's Blurple.
It's Blurple. It's a Blurple Challenger. Yeah, I love it. I really love that car. So that was, because, you know, it's not practical. God knows now with gas prices, it's really, really not practical. I tend to be kind of green. It's not green. It is like nothing I stand for, but it was like, rebel, born to be wild. You know, and like every day when I walk to my car and hit the starter on it, it gives me so much joy. I mean, it's like I came from vacation. I walked to the garage. Hey, baby, didn't you miss mommy? I missed you. So there's that, and then there was that's it's a toss up between that and, like I said, I tend to be a little green, and when I was when I was a mom of a small child and pregnant, you know, I was super earth mother. I was like totally, you know, into the carrying my child and nursing my child and grinding fresh grain to make fresh bread once he started eating. I mean, you know, oh, he's sick, I'll do a poultice. And I'm like, OTT. My mom called me Eve. She's like, really? And the thing that I bought was disposable diapers because I was so sure that plastic would not touch my child's bum. Well, actually, after he came out, this kid who would poop up to his ears, and like in the car seat, I would have to like take out the car seat or the stroller inside. Yeah. After I found out that's who he was, I was good. I bought, you know, hey, all hail the Pampers. Yeah. Ugh, gross. No, seriously, washing that out.
No.
Hey, Miss Tate, our district librarian is on too.
Oh,
Hey,
wonderful.
I'm
Welcome.
gonna say hello to you. I got to meet her. I'm showing my doodle as well. There we go.
Look at that fabulousness. Hello.
And she sat here and she says, I'm nervous about drawing.
I don't know what it was. It just came over me. I tell you, I've been practicing.
Well, tell me about the little heart mark.
Sparkles.
What? Because
That's all
everything
I
needs sparkles.
Literally, that's all I got. Sparkles.
Nice.
No, maybe not. Can I give a shout out to somebody?
You can, yes, go for it.
Joy, I don't know if you're listening, but I'm giving you a shout out. I'm super proud of you. Miss Tate's daughter is going to LSU on scholarship this weekend, and I'm super proud of her.
That is so exciting. All right, what do you think, kid? I think we're ready. Mandy, you ready?
I am. Let me just tell you, I went for it on that car and it's just okay.
My car is so not. I gave it a really nice, fast-looking like zoom after it, but it does not look like a Charger.
Well, I tried.
No, it's not a Charger. It's a Challenger.
Challenger. Yes.
Charger. Sorry, Charger drivers, but if you drive a Charger, it is a mom mobile that's faking a sports car. Okay, I got 2 doors. TWO, 2 doors, almost no back seat. I can't get a base in there. I can't get my son's 6'5" besties in there. I can barely get him in there. 2 doors.
Well, I have the front window, which, like I said, it's just okay. But then you just have one window because there's just one back. There's just one door.
One window.
One door on one side. So.
And you got the hood thing, the hood vents there.
I did. I tried.
You.
So, yep. It's not the best, but I tried. So
You did a great job.
I'm loving it. You're welcome, sweetheart.
All right. What do you think, kid?
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh, this is a hefty one.
There's a couple.
Oh my, that's a lot of words. Okay. You have said I've had lots of happy place time recently, and it's a real sanity saver. I use it to remind me that storms give way to rainbows and sunshine reflecting on calm, glassy seas. My happy place reminds me that I will reach shore. What is your favorite happy place moment?
Who wrote that?
You did.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Wait, read that to me one more time. I was drawing. I wasn't paying attention.
I've had a lot of happy place time recently, and it's a real sanity saver. I use it to remind me that storms give way to rainbows and sunshine reflecting on calm, glassy seas. My happy place reminds me that I will reach shore.
So I'm not doodling, but I am pulling up some of my happy place pictures.
Nice.
Because my son graduated, I've been really intentional about spending time with him. And so, actually that's Miss Tate right there. There we go. There's my baby. So we all hung out together and went swimming there. And then, let's see, we were hanging out in Punta Cana, doing all kinds of fun stuff. There we are.
Nice.
That's my happy place. I've really been super, he's such a good looking guy. Look at that guy. I mean, really, you know what I mean? Look at that. And we've just been intentional about enjoying time with him and enjoying the man that he's become and that's super intentional and a super happy place.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah, he's a great human being. Like the dude. I mean, he's mine. But I don't have to like him, but I do.
And then you said he's headed where?
United States Marine Corps.
Nice. So where will that be for in distance from you?
No.
We're not going to talk about it. I was able to say the last few sentences without.
Got it.
Yes. Now he's going to be in San Diego, and I'm staying here in Texas.
Okay.
I think, unless Nicole Biscotti is listening, in which case I might come to Calexico. Gotta be symmetry. Yeah, I do find that I remember when he was little, I would be stressed about something or upset about something, and I would remember, look at this dude. Like, you know, we say we're with our kids, but we're like, all right, come on, honey, come on, get in the car, come on, sweetheart, dress. You don't really look at them, and that's anybody in your family. You know what I mean? You stop looking at your partner, you stop looking at your husband. You don't see them. You know what I mean? Yeah, hi, honey, okay, have a great day, bye. And I just would look at him, and I was like, look at that little smile, or oh, look, he's singing, and those kinds of moments really made me just think about what was important and remember what was important. And was whatever I was stressing about really that important? No, really not. I do the same with my students. I really remember why I'm there. You know, we always talk about remembering your why. The big why is I do it for the kids. You know, even now that I'm out of the classroom and in central management, when I'm on a campus, that's my happy place.
Agreed.
What y'all got?
I was attempting to do that four-wheeler. I tell you what, my vehicles leave a lot to be desired.
I like your vehicles, Mandi.
My vehicles always look like that. Actually, that's my car. That's the one car I can draw. When to draw a car. I haven't drawn a car in a while.
Yeah, I just like drawing cars.
We're ready for another question?
Let's go for it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, a fun one. What was it like to sing the ice show finale with Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees after putting out the sound and watching the beauty and fire of skaters?
No, I didn't do the Bee Gees show.
It was in your blog. You didn't? Did you? It sounded like you did the fire and ice skating.
I did, but was it with Robin Givens?
No, it was at Bee Gees.
No, Bee Gees was later than me. Who was there? Donna Summer was there.
No, was there somebody with an S name? It wasn't Sinbad, but it was a singer that has a similar like Sin something. I'm trying to remember the post.
Girl,
but you did a fire and ice skating show. You gave the music to it, and you reflected on how much you loved that. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that time? I didn't know there were live performances for fire and ice shows. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's a really, really huge thing in Switzerland, and it's a great production. I mean, like from start to finish, from green room to after party, it is an amazing production. It's funny you would mention that. The guitarist who worked in the band who did the after show just called me about a month ago, Gary Scott. So we caught up. Let me think. The one thing I loved doing the show. I loved everything about it. But boy, did I love wearing this gothic black and green. I don't know if you saw that particular video. It's out there somewhere. It's me singing Listen. And what was the skater's name? Arakava is her last name. I can't think of her first name. But anyway, Shizuka Arakawa. I think that's wrong. I probably just butchered it because I haven't practiced it in years. But we had this synergy. And so there was this like beautiful gothic gown. It was just, like velvet and satin, and it had a train and a bustier tie thing in the middle. It was like super, super dramatic. And she skated to Listen. And it was just, I can't say, it was just weird. There was this connection. It's like we would ebb and flow at the same time. And she would do a jump and we just felt each other. That was crazy. That was crazy. So I loved that. And we did it a few times. My favorite too was kind of Donna Summer. That was a really neat one because she died shortly thereafter. I think she was probably sick then because it wasn't 18 months. And she died of cancer. But to get to sing with, the disco queen, that's like, Donna Summer is icon from my childhood. And so, I'm dating myself. Anyway, but getting to sing with her, that was like outrageous. And I do remember having a Janet Jackson type epic costume fail. And luckily it was only on the dress rehearsal and not at the it was a near miss. It wasn't quite as bad as hers. It was a near miss. But I mean, I just remember having to, I was trying to do a little dances like this to make sure that it's like, how low can you go? It was happening. And it was really funny because I had a choir there that I founded, and they were on this particular show as well. And they were in the audience, and I remember my friend who who has she does amazing hair. She used to do my hair back then. And she was, I could see her face. She was close enough, way over, but she's very blonde, and I could see her. Yay! Look at the crayons. And she was like literally cracking up. I mean, she was just, stomach splitting laughter. Yeah, Listen, that was the song.
That sounds awesome. So you did several nights, like a whole tour with the Fire and Ice, or was it just single moments? How did that work?
No, we did, it was like a week in January, 10 days in January. So we had a show every night in Zurich. And then we went to Basel, I think, and did like 2 shows there. Mm-hmm. So Hallenstadion was where it is it still goes on every year. And yeah, I remember it was fun. It really didn't matter. I did like several constellations, 3 or 4 years back to back, and every time it was just
it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Awesome. What was his name? You had a bad day.
Oh yeah.
Around. And that was amazing because he was on a grand piano on the ice.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, the year we did, and I can't remember, I'm just awful with names. Bring me back to life. Bring me back to life. God, what was it? I just
Bonnie
heard that.
says James Blunt.
Huh?
Bonnie said James Blunt.
Yes, James Blunt. Yes. Yep. I can remember all the songs, can't remember any of the names. And the girl who did the Bring Me Back to Life song, hers was there. If I remember correctly, there were trapeze artists that year, and they were like flying over the ice and stuff. And it was, I mean, it was really neat. They had all of these Olympic medalists were there, and it's such a very different life from what I know. I mean, I'm a band geek, you know, nerd forever, and so you know, being around all these world class athletes was really cool, and the different cultures, because there were people from Russia, people from Japan. Shizuka Arakawa was from Japan. My favorite skater, whose name also escapes me at this particular moment, was also there from Switzerland. He won, you know, gold medalist. So it was just really a neat kind of thing, and being in an Olympic environment as a singer and mixing those two things together, plus all of the arts and pyrotechnics and just all kinds of stuff.
So fun. So fun. Name's got her Fire and Ice theme going.
You did.
The colors. All right, let's see what else the bowl has.
I'm going to finish my song.
What has been the best part of being Chris's mom?
Oh boy, being Chris's mom.
Good answer.
Seriously, I got nothing. You know what? One really great thing is two great things. One is music.
You guys do share a strong passion for that, for sure.
Yeah. He's like 5th generation musician in the family, and so we have always done music together. You know, I love it. Like today, you know, he sat and he played for a couple of hours, and it's something that never gets old. I'm not, oh my God, you know, he plays everything. One minute he's playing some jazz, and next minute he's playing Jacob Collier, who, if you don't know, listen to that guy, he's phenomenal. And then he's playing some Thundercats, which is kind of a jazz funk fusion stuff. And then he's playing some Van Halen, and then he's like, and it doesn't get on my nerves. You know, it's not noise. It's just kind of, you know, I can actually, it's weird because if I need to write, I can't listen to music or watch or have TV or anything on. I need quiet. But if it's music, it's just like the normal house den. I can write like nobody's business. So yeah, sharing that with him has been really cool. I think growing up and realizing how totally amazing I am.
Good for you. Yes.
No, seriously, I am not the, you know, when I think of moms, I think of 7th heaven when I see their happy faces. You know what I mean? I think of the mom who can make the, you know, make and I did, and I actually turned into that person for like probably the first half of his life. I was like totally into baking fresh bread and cookies, and I super enjoyed all of that. And I was, you know, the den mother on Scouts, and I coached basketball, and I coached soccer, and I coached him to a few wins. You know, I was a football mom and a basketball mom, and so all of those things. And I was asthmatic and really sickly as a kid. So band was like the only thing that was about as athletic as it was going to be for me. And with him, I got to have like this cool second childhood. So we, you know, picked up snakes and worms and went hiking, and you know, we were outside and got dirty and jumping in puddles and riding bikes in puddles and falling down. I can skateboard, I can hoverboard, you know, I go zip lining. It's this whole new kind of a life. So all of that, and those were skills that I just probably would not have if I'd had a daughter. I don't think I would have necessarily, unless she was that kind of person. But probably I might have been that kind of person, but my own mom was very much more music, theater, museums, culture, libraries, books. And that's probably what I would have gravitated toward as a mom of a girl, because that's kind of my, you know, it's my happy place, my safe zone. And he just had way too much energy for any of that kind of stuff. So we were like, you know, on the road, on the go, and that was great. That was super great. So finding out I had this whole other skill set of stuff that who knew.
I forget how hard soccer balls were to draw.
Oh, I don't draw those. Those do never turn out well for me.
Well, then it's not.
Make sure you draw an upright base.
Oh, what face?
An upright base.
Is that a long top guitar?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I would just walk upstairs and show it to you, but he's upstairs mostly, and you just never know how it's going to look.
I'm just happy I knew what it was. Although I think I saw a picture or two of him in my research, of him holding it.
God, I'm so old. It's so funny.
Well, and I think I remember too with you and Chris, besides the music that you share, you also share a lot of time, with the church. And that's been a generational thing as well, right? Both of you playing in the church, and that's an important part of your relationship and that time with him as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. My great-grandmother played in church. My grandmother played for church. My mom played for church. As a matter of fact, she's a Stellar Award winner, and her her award-winning song actually went viral on TikTok a few months ago. It was really cool. Victory, and it was, I don't know why, it was just people doing stuff to that song. So that's cool that he still gets to experience her through that. But yeah, and then there was me, and now during Christmas his band needed somebody to sub, and he called me, and that was cool. So he gets gigs for his mom now, so that's kind of cool.
And you two have shared the stage together too, which I think is fun, and that's got to be a hoot.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's really cool. That's when I feel probably closest to my mom. You know what I mean? Because he's like her a lot. Like, I like music. I love music, but not like he does, and not like she did. It's like my grandma liked it, and I liked it, but my mom was just consumed. She's just and that's him. They have a whole nother it's so much a part of them. I can sing in the car and be happy, but he's like, he's always into it. He's good too. Actually, when I was listening, I haven't heard him a lot lately. He's actually really good.
There's extra pressure for me to draw my music notes the right way, because I feel like Hedreich would not like to see them the wrong way. My Annabeth cringes when I draw them the wrong way because she plays the violin. She's like, Mom, I'm drawing it the wrong direction. I'm pretty certain they were the right direction this time.
Look at that.
Drawing, what do you mean the wrong direction?
Like if the bottom of the note is turned.
Okay.
To the right, it's wrong. Okay. I think, right?
She said, yes, absolutely.
Good job. You're learning.
I am.
It's fun, but it's funny that you mentioned it, because I had this one. No, that one. And I needed symmetry, so I needed to draw this one. But I was like, I can't flip the notes. That's just wrong. So I had to work with the angles there. So
wait, is that 3-line down one a real note? Well, I mean, you wouldn't have, your brain wouldn't let you draw a fake note. I'm sure of that. So now I've got another note I can draw. I only have 3.
because they're like 8th notes connected to 16th notes.
Yep.
It's like a and then a half.
Okay, I have a new note to draw then. Now I get to add one to my life.
And
notes.
they don't have to be colored in either. They can be open.
That's right.
You just have to have another line. No.
If they're open, they're longer, and if they're colored in, they're short.
That is right.
Where?
Just over it.
A 3?
Yeah.
Just randomly over it, like right here?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be over here or over here?
No, in the middle.
Right here?
Yeah.
It's
a triplet.
Yay! I have a new note repertoire. And then Hedreich had that, right?
You can do that too, yeah.
Look at me go. It's a whole new world.
A whole new world.
All right, Annabeth, let's hear another one.
Okay. What's your favorite way to spend time outdoors?
Near on in water.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one when you talked about what I've done this year, where's my happy place, I've spent a lot of time at either the lake or on a beach or in a pool, and I really love that. Really got to start using sunscreen.
I am terrible with sunscreen. I hear you.
Yeah, but then I mean, I've peeled like 3 times, and then when I smile, I'm like, oh, those are some new crinkles. Not cool. God, sun damage. What's up, Melanin? You're supposed to give me a little more protection than that. So, yeah.
Myrtle, we're happy that you're here with us, and no worries if you can't draw. You're welcome just to sit and listen.
I can't draw either, but look, hey Danny, look, I'm drawing. See, I got a whole look. I'm drawing. There's my car. See, look at that car. Isn't that nice?
Okay, listen, your car is way better than my car.
Those lips are fabulous.
I like them. This actually reminds me of the art teacher at my home campus.
Of what this experience or what you're drawing?
What I'm drawing.
You mean the face reminds you of what they look like?
Yeah. It really
and that's not intentional, correct?
Nope, but it looks, I'm going to see if I can find a picture.
I feel like there's some symbolism there.
Let me find. And my TikTok might go off, so ignore it. Oh, wow. That's so funny. She popped up. She's the art teacher. So this is Miss Pace. She is the art teacher at our home school, at my home school.
She's got the waves. Yes.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
We've got time for 1 or 2 more questions. Let's see what the book gives us. Got some space still.
Ellen told me I was going to have to cover the whole page.
There is no rules. No rules.
Okay.
What plate of food best describes memories of the multi-generational home you grew up in?
No, dude. Y'all are supposed to come up with some hard questions. You kidding me? Fried chicken. Duh. Fried chicken and green beans. That's like,
yum.
Yeah. Trying to think what else. Rice and gravy. What do we have? Sometimes mashed potatoes. Sometimes rice and gravy. Sometimes French fries, but almost always green beans and Sundays and fried chicken for sure.
Let me just butcher fried chicken.
And community coffee, because my great grandmama would not drink anything else except for coffee with chicory in it, which is a Louisiana thing.
Okay.
And on Fridays, my grandmom was a Catholic schoolgirl. So on Fridays, we ate fish. And Sundays, we ate fried chicken.
Yum.
Yeah, she could cook. That's what Chris and I did during the pandemic. I taught him everything she taught me.
I saw that.
Amazing. Yeah.
It is, except that he's actually better than I am. I mean, like, seriously, he is better. He's a little heavier handed with seasoning. I'm a little timid, and he is like, this is me making a plate of food, and Carrie's page, that's Chris making food. No, seriously, it's just got so much more flavor and body and textures and stuff. So yeah, he's got that.
You know, I love that Sunday tradition thing, because Sunday for us was always like, let me try a new recipe, because we have time for me to cook and things like that. But I like the idea of having a traditional family dish on Sunday, it feels like when you talked about it, whether you meant it or not, it just felt really warm, and like it had a lot of memories and a lot of moments in that food. I really like that idea. of that, you know?
And it's funny because and food is culture. I
Yes.
spoke today with the Department of Education in Maine and with educators there, and we were talking about food being a gateway to
Yes.
culture, you know, and how often we talk about, oh, I don't know a lot of other culture. I don't know anything about a lot of cultures, but almost everybody eats Italian food, you know, or everybody eats Mexican food. And of course, those are not, usually it's kind of like Mexican light or Italian light, but Americanized. But those are the gateways to other cultures. You know what I mean? And I just absolutely love, I love when my kids have Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Fitr. I can never say it right. I'm sorry. When after Ramadan, when they break the fast, there, let's go with that. And they bring me goodies. It's like, oh. Or I had a friend, every time his abuela came, she would make fresh tortillas, and he would and I mean, kids are great about bringing food, but you know, I'm kind of like, oh, thank you, honey.
I know, it's hard.
But this dude would bring, he would go, Miss Nichols, I'm going to wash my hands before I go to lunch. I want to make your tacos. This dude will come with fresh tortillas and barbacoa and something else. I forgot something else. Pulled pork, no, something pork. I can't remember. Anyway, and he would bring freshly chopped, dewy cilantro to sprinkle on top out of one small Tupperware. And would you like onions too? I got street tacos. I'm eating this. So it was like, oh my God. Yeah, Josh. That was my dude.
That's awesome. I think, you know, that's funny because I like that idea too. I think with allergies and, you know, different rules we have to follow in schools, we forget about that element. But maybe, you know, you just make me think about talking to kids more about it, you know, because that gives us a great connection into their moments in their world. And I like that idea too.
And that's what I was saying today when I was talking to the educators. You know, even if you're in a homogenous district, or you are an educator who you're serving in a community that doesn't look like the community that you live in, it's a great thing to bridge. You know, go eat street food. You know, I know where my office is. I know every mom and pop shop Mexican place in the area, which one's good and which one's not, because I have a thing for elotes. It's corn in a cup, and I absolutely love it. And so they're like these little shacks or this little tiny little place here where I can go get a torta, and that's like my jam. And so when you check out what's in the community, there's a soul food place right down the street from another school, and they have like some of the best soul food in the area. And that's an easy way, especially if you don't really know the culture of the people you're serving. It's kind of an easy way to just put yourself, one, in a new situation, two, learn about some culture, and three, to learn a little bit about how it feels to be in a place where you might not understand the language well, or where everybody doesn't. Because I mean, I like the places I go to, there might be somebody who speaks English, there might not be. And so I just butchered through the menu. My food Spanish is excellent.
Or even to be in a place where you get looks because your skin colors is not the same way. And like, then you can have a very little bit more empathy for how that experience feels as well. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole nother thing. Oh, here comes a boy. Hi. When you put your stuff down, you can come and say hi.
All right, I think we have time for one more question.
Oh,
that'll give Chris time to prepare himself.
Perfect one. Why small bites to ensure that educators have the skills and knowledge they need to create more equitable classrooms and campuses?
Is that a question?
Yeah, why? Why small bites? I mean, I think I know the answer because of how much I got to know about you, but why? And I know Chris is a little bit a part of this.
That's like perfect. Here's the boy. Hey. Wait, where's Annabeth? We got 2 kids on here. She popping in?
Annabeth?
It's a family affair. Yeah, I love you. I was a kid in school, and I was kind of Miss Tate says hello. I was one of the first little Black kids who was integrating schools in Houston, Texas. And I was, I had a good childhood experience. But there were just things. And I was, again, I was talking to the educator this morning and thinking, Ruby Bridges, who everybody knows as the little girl who was being walked by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, not the FBI, I forgot, the feds, anyway, the other feds, being walked to school. She was integrating a school in the South, in Alabama, I believe, and the people were screaming at her. There were these mobs, these awful mobs screaming at her because they didn't want a Negro or a worse than Negro N-word at their school. And, Ruby Bridges is like, I think in her 60s, and she's on Twitter. So this is not, it seems like we look at it in black and white in our minds, and that feels like, ages ago. But if she's on Twitter, that means she's pretty contemporary.
Yeah.
And, so I was in school, and I think I want to say the documentary was Roots. And every time we talked about it, it was everybody's heads. And I was like expected to be the expert on all things Black. And then I remember Chris coming home. He must have been like 8 or 9, 4th grade, I think, 3rd, 4th. And he said, "God, Mom, Black History Month is such a drag." And I was, I'm just advocate here. I'm like, oh my God, well, fine, honey, what is it? I get, I don't want to put that all on him. I said, well, what is it? And he said, well, every time they talk about something about Black people, everybody looks at me. And I thought, well, good Lord, I was and he I had a few kids who were also Black in his class, but obviously not enough for him not to be, expected to be the expert for all things Black. And I couldn't believe that we were still at that same place. That was hard to take, and that was kind of a slap in the face. So because of that, I decided as an educator, different things that I've learned from sitting in a school bench and standing in front of school benches or desks, I have a lot of knowledge, and there must be some reason that I keep being this one Black friend. You know what I mean? I ended up I was playing for a Lutheran church in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I mean, out of all the Black churches, that's where I ended up playing. And that was, it just became a recurring theme. And so I was already thinking, what is this? What is the meaning of life? And it just kind of clicked. And then soon after the George Floyd thing happened, and I thought, I started writing a book that eventually became Finding Your Blind Spots. And then the George Floyd thing happened, and I said, okay, whatever the meaning of this, you need to do something with this knowledge now. People need this knowledge now. And where I graduated high school, it was one of the last great bastions of Southern racism. I don't know if you remember hearing about a lynching in the 90s where they tied a Black guy to a truck and drug him through the city. That was where I went to school. And so I grew up with kids in trucks with gun racks and Confederate flags. Those were my classmates, and we all got along well. So I feel like the people who need to hear this message the most, I have an understanding for how to be able to convey the message in a way that makes them not shut down and say, I ain't racist, y'all need to, because that's what happens.
Yeah.
We don't have the words at all to talk about divisiveness and belonging and how to be human to one another. Just how to create a sense of belonging, how to create a sense of us's and thems where the us's are more than the thems. We draw our circles so narrow sometimes. And we do it, in our own family. There's always that sister or that brother-in-law or somebody who, oh my God, here she goes. And so that tends to be our default. Judgy is our default setting.
It is.
So I want to be able to talk to people about issues of race and identity in a way that says it's not you're a bad person, it's not unnatural, it's not you're racist, it's not any of those things. It's about how can you be a better human to all humans, and that's the core of everything. You know, we can talk about race politics and identity politics and woke or not woke. We can use all of those words that either divide us or, you know, pump us up. But at the crux, you know, if love is the fulfilling of the law, then we need to be much more humane to one another than we are.
Beautiful. Agreed, 100%. And for anybody who's here and listening now or later, I encourage you to tune in to Hedreich's Small Bites on her YouTube channel. It's linked in the show notes. You just have to listen to one. That's all it will take before you're completely hooked. I think, I mean, I love, and the more I read about times that you had shared or people have reflected on your work about, it kept coming forward or coming through. The message was that you do it without guilt or shame. And that it was really important. You know, I mean, it was white writers that were saying that, but that means that that's important to them. Right. Mm-hmm. And, the other thing I love so much about your Small Bites is when you go into your show notes, you give us, the teacher or whoever's there, one small thing to do. If you have more time, things to do. And then if you have a lot of time, so you always give us an actionable bite-sized thing, as big as your bite wants to be, to do. And it's just, every episode that I listened to, I felt more empowered going back, you know, no matter how, because you took some of the Small Bites were through some tough times. I mean, we're in tough times, but through some transitions in government and moments in the United States. And you were able to frame those in a way that, yes, it's bad. Yes, this isn't good. But there are things or ways that we can look at these moments and see that we can still get through them with small actions. And that for me was just really, really empowering and keeps me wanting to come back and watch your Small Bites. So I just needed to say that so that everybody, you know, what you just said wasn't enough. I just think you're amazing. You know, what you do. I really do.
And I can draw.
You can. I told you could. It was so funny. Like when you tweeted that I draw like a kindergartner, I'm like, oh my gosh, kindergartners are fearless. Have you ever seen them draw? They draw like the circle hand with the 6 fingers. And they tell all the stories and all the drawings, and they don't care what anybody thinks about their drawings. I'm like, yes, draw like a kindergartner. That's perfect.
And that's really true. Because I mean, I actually taught kindergarten when I went back and got my master's. And that's the thing. I had the ugliest artwork in the school for kinder. I mean, I did. And that was my goal. You know what I mean? Oh, tell me why you put the eye there. Because I think it's really cool if you can see with your chin and not just up here. Because then you can see better down low and up high. You know what I mean? I never corrected anything. You know, if they brought something from home that's like, no, baby, let's do this again. Here you go. Have some glue. There you go. There's some newspaper. Go for it. Just make a mess. And it was sticky and we all cleaned up together. I loved that. Aw, thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Yes. Lots of friends here that love you and the work that you do. It's very important and we appreciate it. We appreciate you being here with us too so much. Thank you for taking a leap. Can you take off the rungs with us on Doodle and Chat? Thank you so much. Friends, if you were here and you drew with all of us, snap a picture of your Doodle and Chat and share it out on Twitter using #Doodle and Chat so we can show everybody how much fun we have here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Oh,
thank you, Hedreich.